All right.
So who's our first victim here?
Those goes. I don't really know who was last.
It was Troy. It was Troy.
All right, Troy.
But I don't think we should make you go first.
We shouldn't, you know.
I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll go first. All right.
Thank you. Taking one
I'll
for the
volunteer
team.
as tribute. I had Galaxy's Edge.
Woo!
And my first ride that I have to make fit into Galaxy's Edge is freaking Kilimanjaro Safaris. I'm just going to say 2 words: space rhinos. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to back up here just a little bit. Because honestly, the more I think about it, and I think about all the trees. I know you know where I'm going, but shush.
No, I'm not talking about that.
What are you talking about then?
Last Jedi. The time period of Galaxy's Edge is Last Jedi.
Yes,
and the
correct.
entire like mid section of the movie, they are riding on space animals.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
However, the direction that I was going in is when I think of trees and sort of and I think about like the hanging bridges that are in Kilimanjaro Safaris for that Wild Africa trek. It really gives me Kashyyyk vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So I would just really want instead, I know we're not supposed to make changes, but like the driver should just be a Wookiee. Let's just be real.
Oh, I accept that change.
I want to see Chewbacca driving us around.
That would be ticket in a heartbeat. Like that
Oh
would
my
draw
God.
such a huge crowd.
For real. So I'm fine with Kilimanjaro Safaris there because it does give me Kashyyyk vibes. You know, it gives, again, that Last Jedi time period with them riding, you know, on the animals, as Sky pointed out. Yes. Cali River Rapids, I also groaned at. But then the more I thought about it, I think about Black Spire and how Black Spire Outpost in Batuu is sort of like destructed in a way. Just like how Cali River Rapids is a destructed forest.
You don't need to call her out like that.
So it's true though.
It is true.
So Cali River Rapids, as long as you like renamed it to something, could fit already as the outskirts of Black Spire Outpost on Batuu.
Ooh, interesting. I like that.
Nomad Lounge kind of already fits because honestly, Nomad kind of gives off like higher class Oga's vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
yeah.
Like Oga's is where you go when you're like middle class in Batuu, and Nomad is like where you go when you're like the upper class of Batuu. Because some of the food and the drinks there are already sort of a little bit more eclectic. Let's call it eclectic.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coral Reef I took from Armida because it gives me, for some reason I was thinking about, and Sky, you're gonna have to help me out because you know the name of the underwater city always escapes me.
Yeah, Gungan City from Naboo.
Thank you. And I recognize that it's not the correct time period, but the vibes are already there. So I just feel like it would fit well with Galaxy's Edge because also, you know, a lot of Star Wars creatures do kind of remind me of fish in some sort of odd way, shape, or form.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah.
So I just feel like it fits in that way too. So actually, I'm, as much as I groaned and complained every time that wheel spun around, I'm not mad at it.
And surprisingly, it works really well.
I liked it.
Like I'm
That's
very,
very
very
good.
surprised.
Thank you. Believe me, I'm surprised too.
All right, Armida, let's go.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to start like with my second ride actually, because I'm still stuck on like Figment. I'm still figuring that out. But like what I'm thinking in my head when I see Thunder Mountain is like the mountain ranges that we see in California. Like most of the backdrop that we see is like mountain ranges. So I don't really see a problem putting that right where Tower would be.
Fair.
If you decorate enough of the front of it to kind of like give it like if the forced perspective aspect of it, you can kind of make it look like it's more in the distance.
Agreed.
It could even like you could like play it up a little bit more as like something that's going on in the background. So I don't really see a problem with having that in there, oddly enough. Figment I'm still stuck on.
I'm also thinking like you could kind of make it like a movie set because like if you think about it, Thunder Mountain kind of like reminds me of like a film. From like a Western film,
Like,
and you could totally, like it's a movie set, and then you're stepping onto that train.
Yeah, I'm thinking along the lines of like the actual boulevard itself, but if you put it into like each section goes into its own movie lot, like you could go into like a different movie studio, like where you just take out what's happening with Beauty and the Beast, and you can put Figment there,
right?
And have that be like a tour of its own studio happening there. and then you have like the Western playing over here in the back. Then you could potentially put Plaza and Crystal Palace as like their own entities, their own movies happening on the side. Now they fit really well as is, so I don't really like see an issue there, especially with like two different like character meet and greet places. It's a little bit easier to kind of like subdue the crowds as well, which I really liked having two different places there. You can kind of like evenly split them a little bit better.
And they're both sort of like comfort foodie, which really does kind of fit in with like, you know, movie sets. Like, you know, at the end of the day, when you're done filming, you know, for 10 hours, you probably just want like a really like gluttonous cheeseburger,
exactly,
you know, which you get from the Plaza, you know?
Yeah. And I like
that.
I like the old Hollywood vibe that is existing in most of Hollywood studios. So I don't see like, I love like the old vibe that's happening with Plaza and how well that like works with like the old vintage Hollywood vibe.
Well, and you'd get good views because both of them have like glass facades, you know, too. So nicely done.
Good job.
Made Figment work somehow.
Yeah. All right, Troy.
Okay, so I don't know. I might have gone off on the rules a little bit, but for starters, the Nine Dragons would be next to the Chinese theater, obviously, because they both have something to do with each other. But for the Tiki Room, I was thinking it could take place in the Chinese theater, but it would combine the Tiki Room with Rainforest Cafe, which is what Walt Disney originally wanted, was dinner and a show.
Yes.
So it'd be like, you know, get a little bit of that rainforest action in there, and some of the birds be singing too. Maybe, honestly, maybe even bring new characters in, like the monkeys, gorillas, have them speak as well and sing along.
As long as it's not under new management.
Oh,
hey, you know what?
Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to chalk Armida's up to, there's another one for Team Madeline.
Okay.
But if that's not an option, I didn't know if you guys were gonna allow that or not. But if
that's actually awesome.
I love that.
I wanted to do like a Pirates of the Caribbean Blue Bayou type thing where some of it's the restaurant, some of it is the show itself. You know, get like 2 in 1 instead of just like you're able to get more people in and out in an attraction and then a dinner on the side instead of having a dinner and a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love that.
So it drive more like the more guests can experience it. That was me thinking on the spot, actually.
I love that though. Honestly, it works super
awesome.
well.
And then the Little Mermaid fits in with the animation courtyard. And I was thinking after the Little Mermaid show, you can go and ride the attraction. So it's kind of like a pre-show, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
If that wasn't an available thing to do, then it would just be like in the same courtyard as the animation.
Kind of a good transition between the two areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could even do what Maelstrom did back in the day, and you could have the show after the ride.
Oh, rip Maelstrom.
That's true. Either way, you would meet Ariel at the end.
Exactly.
Yes. Here for it.
But
Very nice. Very nicely done for a non-Disney World goer. Very nice.
That was very welly themed, and I
I got help from
welly.
Welly. All right.
Very well themed.
Into roast sessions we go.
Okay. All right. Good for you. Okay. So Tomorrowland. So I really don't think I need to change a whole lot because Spaceship Earth could totally fit with that like past to future sort of vibe. So we already have Carousel of Progress, something like that. Of course, it's not there anymore, but it could totally work like that. You know, starting from the present, and then making our way to the future. And like seeing all the advancements and the changes in technology, I think that could work really, really well. And the Barnstormer obviously is another ride dealing with flight. Of course, it's not really like themed to space or stuff like that. It's more themed to Disney and animation, but I think that also that whole idea of like Soarin' and stuff like that totally works with Tomorrowland in the future. Tony's Town Square, I could easily seeing it replacing the Starport or the Pizza Planet shop, because also they sell a bunch of pizza and that's like their main thing. So I'm not really sure how it would work with like, you know, the dogs and stuff like that, but I guess Guardians of the Galaxy space dogs question mark. I don't know.
Oh my god, no, wait a second though. There is the dog in Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I was also thinking about kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. They have like one of the dogs in the cages.
Yeah.
That could be like the little mascot outside or something instead of
Become their own
the
meet and
Green
greet
Army
character.
men. Oh my god, I would love that. And then I'm kind of thinking like Yak and Yeti could be like a sit down table service from like food from all over like the different planets. So like Space Mountain, going to like different places. You could get like food from like different planets and cultures and stuff like that. Kind of like Galaxy's Edge, like you were saying. I'm thinking kind of like Docking Bay 7.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the vibes I'm getting, is because like Yak and Yeti has a bunch of different food from all different cultures.
It's
so
so
that
eclectic.
could easily be turned into like some sort of like space cantina or something like that.
For sure. Nice.
But yeah, honestly, like looking at all of these, it's really weird how well these actually flow.
Yeah.
Like they don't look like they should at all.
We all pitched massive fits about at least one thing on our list, and it somehow like ended up being the thing that like worked really, really well. So like, go figure.
Overall, we did an amazing job.
Yes. 10 out of 10. Honestly, Battle of the Lands is a lot of fun. And like the two of us, like Sky and I were talking about this, and we're like, it seems fitting to do for a 1-year anniversary, because like this was like one of Sky's like original ideas for the podcast. So it seems fitting that, on a 1-year anniversary to, do it again. And it's going to be different every single time we do it, because
it's never the same. Yeah.
You're never going to get anything the same, because there's just so many options. Honestly, except for Space Rhinos. Honestly, I think next time we do Battle of the Lands, and it's going to be a struggle for me, but I think we should do it Disneyland style.
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Yeah,
yes.
You guys want to do it?
Heck yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I'll struggle through it because I just feel like it needs to be done for Disneyland.
Yes, it does. It needs to be done.
So before we get out of here, I do want to do 0 to hero.
Yes.
So I'm going to let Armida start. So what was your 0 and what was your hero for this week?
Okay. I think it's really funny. I think my 0 is kind of the same as my hero. I'm going through a lot of change right now in my life, and I'm like evaluating a lot of things. And in some ways it's bad, and in some ways it's really good. So I'm kind of like, finding a new normal for myself, which is nice. It's good. I feel like, change is a part of life, and it's important. And part of the process of that is that I'm reconnecting with friends that I haven't spoken to in a long time, who like I forgot were so like meaningful to me and love me so much. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he just was so excited to hear from me that I had forgotten like the love that exists there. So it was really nice to like experience that change. And of course, like with change comes loss, and like that's sad, but it's part of life, and moving forward is a good thing. So it's kind of like a 2 for 1.
At the same time, it's like keep the people that like care about you close. And it's only going to bring good things. So like, weeding out the bad in your life is only going to make yourself stronger. So
exactly.
Honestly, I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
We've been talking a lot about this too, but I feel like with this change, I've become more of an independent thinker, which is nice. It's nice to kind of be on my own and be like, yes, I trust myself to make decisions. So it's really good.
Yeah.
No, awesome. All right, Troy.
Okay. I don't think I have a 0. I honestly have been trying to think of one, but like I can't think of one when the high or the hero is just too big, which is being on this podcast, because it's so cool to be. This is my first ever podcast like thing ever.
Oh,
awesome. So this is exciting.
Yay.
I'm so glad you were a part of it.
Thank you for having me, and especially on this like 1-year episode. I'm like so honored to be a part of it as well. So
you're welcome.
I'm just like so grateful that you even, allowed me to be on it. But yeah.
How does it feel going from like full-time listener to now being on it?
It's I don't want to say it's weird, but there's like it's kind of like putting on a show. It's like you can see the final product. You're one of the people who sees the final product, or you're someone behind the scenes who's doing like stage work or who's on stage. So I found it to be pretty cool to be a part of this side of it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
thank you.
And it was funny because I was talking to Armida and Madeline earlier about your idea that we were talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for it.
That was so good. I got really excited.
I'll let you know after this. I
I
thought
was to say, you didn't tell me
Sorry,
at all.
I must have. Yeah, I was freaking out about it. I will. Let
You need
know.
to remember who you're talking to about what things. Clearly.
Yeah, apparently, but
Tells me everything.
I'm very excited.
Well, I'm glad you guys like that idea.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Madeline, you are up.
Okay, so my 0 is kind of just more like a good giggle. So
Okay.
I did something stupid that Sky told me not to do, but I did it anyway because I just wanted to see what would happen.
What did you do?
I may have asked a particular controversial individual via Snapchat if he wanted to come on the podcast.
No.
He said no. He said
Okay.
no. He said thank you for the offer, but I do not do interviews and I do not do podcasts. And I was kind of like, well, gosh darn, because that would have been funny, honestly. So my 0 is more of just an embarrassing little moment that I had this week, and I'm so glad that you are enjoying the fact that I did that. But honestly, this is gonna sound so weird. The whole, like, for me, this is weird anyway. The whole week has kind of been a hero. Like anytime I had a 0 this week, it got better, like somehow. So like, for example, like one of the ones in my job, I happened to be working with a kid and I noticed something was off about his notes. Like I could see that he was adding letters into some of the words that he was copying literally from someone else who I know is not writing them wrong. And so after doing some digging, I realized that this kid had been completely overlooked as like needing, some extra assistance, in school. And so now, the process is getting started to get him, that extra help that he needs. And it feels good for that to happen. And then he got moved out of my one class and put into my other class, which is a terrible class. Like they're not terrible. They're just talkative. But now literally like an hour and a half ago, he got pulled to go into another class. And so in a way that's kind of a hero, as well, because not just because he's leaving my class, because it means he's getting the help that like he needs and things like that. And just, there's so many other things that have just been so good, in my life this week. And, getting to be here to do our 1-year episode, is definitely one of them. As Sky and I talked about in our shower thoughts earlier, it's something that I really do enjoy doing. I enjoy like coming home and working, on things. And when we toss around ideas, when he texts me at 3:00 in the morning, my time, and says, I have an idea, I want to do this. And I wake up in the morning and it's one of the first things that I see. And I'm like, it gets me excited, kind of for my day to do that and things like that. So, I guess just everything right now, this week has kind of been a hero.
I'm really glad.
That's good.
Thanks. Go ahead, Sky.
Okay, so mine is both. So it started out as like, okay, so I got into a new relationship and I'm very, very happy. Like I am very happy with it. It's just dealing with, all the people surrounding it and like their thoughts and stuff. It's like, I truthfully know that it is best for me and I want it. And she makes me really, really happy. And it's just nice that I finally have something that isn't negative or toxic, like before. But it's just trying to get everyone on the same page. Like, hey, this is what's going on. And I'm trying to move myself forward and benefit myself. But, talking it out with some people, I am very, very comfortable now, especially like letting people know that I'm close to. So it is a very exciting time. I'm very, very happy. So I'm just excited to see where this goes. And yeah, hopefully it'll continue to grow and we'll see. But overall, I'm very, very happy.
All right. Anyone got anything else?
Not that I know of anything.
Well, I know I already
Good.
said it earlier, but cheers to 1 year
1 year.
of
Yay!
dreaming a fantastic dream.
Congratulations.
As I said earlier, Sky, here's to another year.
Oh boy.
I know, another year with me. Can you
Oh
imagine?
no.
It's fine.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right. Thank you guys.
He said it on. Oh my God, he said it on air.
You good now?
I'm good. I'm sorry.
He's like, I'm gonna edit that out
Oh,
now.
I felt that all the way from here.
And
No,
then he will not edit
He
it.
wants to.
I
so
will not
badly.
edit it out because I'm too lazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No. Truthfully, I mean that.
I know. I love you too.
But
What an honor to witness that in real time.
Me too.
I love you too,
I know,
cutie.
like I felt your joy from all the way over here. I was like,
I
oh my
know.
For the first time in forever.
No, that's not.
Skylar
That is.
finally said
For the first
it
time
on air.
ever.
Look, that's not our song though. You know what our friend's song is.
Poor unfortunate.
That would be some other people who think that
Wait,
we
what
are
is it?
fake.
Please.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
oh my gosh.
So grab
You
your.
guys need a karaoke
No,
episode.
we
We should-
really don't.
we should all band together and sing the great outdoors.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Around a fire pit.
What is it with you in the fire pit?
There's nothing wrong with the
Because I
fire
have a
pit.
giant one outside. That's
Yeah.
fun.
It's a really. He's got a nice backyard, so
Have you
I'd
seen
be
it?
down.
I have not. No. You can show
No.
me your backyard.
Hmm.
Rude.
It's cool. All right. Thank you guys,
Okay.
as always, for listening and streaming the Dream a Fantastic Dream podcast. This is chaotic. I don't even know what's
We're
happening
very
anymore.
sorry.
I kind of
This is
just lost
normal.
it. Yeah.
This is normal.
This is very normal. Yes.
Honestly, like we the amount of time we spend not recording, and we're like, oh, we should probably start now. It's like, no, we have like 10
Yeah.
more minutes. Like
yeah,
we're
but we
fine.
could like go
Yeah.
for a while.
But
All right.
yeah.
Thank you guys, for listening.
Hasta luego.
No, false. That's not how we end it. If you guys could please go leave us a like and a review. We would really appreciate your positive feedback, your positive
Yeah,
reviews.
because apparently we hate each other.
Nope. Stop now. Anyway,
She's
we
sassy.
we're just trying to finish the outro. It's taking like 25 minutes, as he has said to me before. But seriously, guys, thank you. Go leave us a like, go leave us a review. Keep listening, for the next year. And as always,
Bye.